Good morning everyone. So today we're going to be looking into the SBP paper. Today we're going to be looking at paper 1, and then Friday we're going to be looking at paper 2. Now the reason why I chose SBP to start off our new year, okay, Happy New Year everyone, is because I think that the SBP paper has quite a lot of good questions. Mungkin pada dasarnya kan, on the surface lah, okay, pada dasarnya it looks like the question is difficult, but actually we need to understand the question because actually apa yang soalan itu mintakan sebenarnya adalah senang, okay. There's not really that many complicated jalan kerja. It's just that sometimes the questions, because kita jarang tengok, we hardly see this kind of questions, so we're not used to it lah. Okay, and that's kind of how the SPM paper is actually like. Okay, the SPM paper is, really like that one. Sometimes the things that they ask are actually very simple. Tapi mau faham itu soalan is one big, issue lah. Okay, so let's begin. I will try to finish everything in 2 hours, but if not, then I hope that you can forgive me lah. Okay, number 1, form a quadratic equation with roots a and 2 over a. Give your answer in general form. Okay, whenever you're given roots, you need to think about the sum of roots and the product of roots. Okay, usually that's the last. So the sum of roots will be a plus 2 over a, and then the product of roots will be a times 2 over a. Okay, which will give you 2. All right, a plus 2 over a, I'm going to simplify this, is a squared plus 2 over a. Okay, beginilah. Then after that, you put it into the template. Okay, so the template is x squared minus sum of roots x plus product of roots equals to 0. Okay, so, but this is not general form. So general form, once you put it in, x squared minus a squared plus 2 over a x plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, then after that, in order to make it general form, kita kasih hilang itu a di bawah. So you multiply everything by a. Okay, times a semuanya. So this will be ax squared minus a squared plus 2x plus 2a equals to 0. This will be our final answer. Okay, so nothing really much here. This is actually very, very basic work. Cuma dia bagi bukan nombor, they just give you a huruf, which is A. But whenever you see the word roots, okay, whenever you see the word roots and you have to form a quadratic equation, start with the sum of roots and the product of roots. Okay, so the sum will be a squared, a plus 2 over a. Then saya kasih pindah supaya dia jadi 1 lah. Okay, because if I were to put this, okay, kalau saya letak ini, okay, inside here, it's a little bit more complicated lah, and I don't really fancy it. Okay. If you, and this is general form lah. Okay, just to remind you, general form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this is a, this is b, this whole thing is b, and this is c. Okay. Now, the most important thing to remember is the template lah. Obviously, the template is this. X squared minus sum of root x plus product of roots. Okay, don't forget that. All right, next question, number 2. A group of 150 students were selected to complete a science project in a certain number of weeks. Okay, on the second week, 4 students withdrew from the project. Oh, this is so sad, kan? So anyway, so the next week, another 4 students quit, another 4 students quit until find the number of weeks in which the work was completed when 22 students were left. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this lah. One is you do it manually. Okay, you tolak 4, tolak 4, tolak 4, tolak 4 until you reach 22. That's possible. But if you're going to do that, you have to list it out fully. You cannot do 150, 146, 142, dan seterusnya sampai 22. Ini tak boleh ya. Okay, tak boleh. You cannot do like this. This is shortcut. Okay, if you want to list out everything, you have to list out every single one. So you go from 142 all the way until 22. Okay, it's long. Okay, it's long, but it is the easiest method. Cara paling senang is kamu buat begitu. So mustahil kamu akan salah unless kamu tidak pandai tolak 4. Okay, so that's the non-admaths way lah, which as I said diterima because in admaths paper 1 jawapan betul semua betul. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the final answer. Week ke berapa? Okay, minggu ke berapa yang tinggal 22 saja. So I want to know if this is week number 1. Okay, this is week what? Week apa? Okay, that's what I want to know. Now, if we're going to do secara progression, this is progression lah. Okay, so if this is a progression, my A will be 150. Okay, and my D will be -4 sebab setiap minggu dia akan berkurangan 4 orang. Okay, and then I'm given this one, Tn. So Tn equals to 22. Saya mau cari N. Okay, N is what? So you substitute lah 22, sorry, the formula Tn equals to A plus N minus 1 D. Okay, that's the standard formula. So 22 equals to 150 plus N minus 1 negative 4. Okay. Now, once you're done with this, okay, then kamu pindah, and you will get N equals to 33. If I'm not mistaken, it's 33. Okay. So N equals to 33, which means that if you're going to do this one, this method, kau kasih senaraikan semua kan, you have to list out all 33 numbers. Okay, then you count one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 33 ni bukannya 100 lebih bahkan. Can one actually. Okay, so you can do both ways. You can list it out, but you must list out everything. You cannot do this shortcut, tak boleh. Okay, you have to list out everything. Or if you want to calculate it using arithmetic progression, then you use this method. Okay, this is the arithmetic progression way. So either way, you will get the same answer. Okay, pada minggu ke-33, hanya 22 orang saja yang tinggal daripada 150. Because every week 4 people will quit. Okay, so either way is fine lah. You can do either way. Of course, the arithmetic progression way is always better lah. Okay, but totally no problem as long as you can get the final answer. All right, number 3, it is given that yada 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 are the first 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression. Okay, first 3 consecutive. Now, the word consecutive is very important. Okay, so dia bukan 3 random progressions, bukan. Dia 3 consecutive terms, 3 yang berturutan. Okay, so since they are consecutive, you can do a lot of conclusions. Number 1, A equals to 1. Okay, because in a geometric progression, we have A and R, bahkan. Okay, A is the first term, R is the common ratio. Then R equals to M squared divided by 1. Okay, which is, since these are 3 consecutive. Okay, which means that R equals to M squared. Okay, even if you use the third one divided by the second one, also doesn't matter lah. Then soalannya find the sum to infinity. Okay, sum to infinity is basically kamu hanya perlu A dan R. Do we have A and R? Yes, we do. Because dia mau in terms of M. So if we're in terms of M, totally no problem at all. S infinity equals to A over 1 minus R. So A is 1 over 1 minus M squared. Done. Habis. Okay, because you've given the sum to infinity in terms of M. You've already answered the answer. Okay, so notice that so far 3 questions there's totally nothing difficult about these questions. Namanya kertas SBP, betul. Tapi kan sebenarnya there is nothing difficult. No? The only thing that is difficult is if you forget the basic concepts. Okay, so far what we're covering, and you will actually see in this entire paper one, maybe 4 or 5 questions yang sebenarnya ada mencabar sikit lah. Semua yang lain kan, dia adalah basic concept sahaja. So, which goes to show that, you know, in maths, you don't just have to do the difficult calculations. No, actually, the difficult calculations are not as important as the basic concept. Okay, the problem is we always focus on the soalan yang susah dia punya calculation. Tetapi soalan basic concept kan kita lupa. Okay, bukan kita tidak tahu, kita lupa atau kita sengaja lupakan lah. Okay, so don't fall into that trap. Okay, paper one actually it is possible, but you need to understand the question. You need to know what you're doing. Okay, sebab kau tengok so far there is no complicated calculation. No, tinggal kau ganti saja. Did you see what I'm doing here? Saya hanya substitute masuk sahaja. How difficult is that? It's not difficult at all. Okay, so it's not impossible. Boleh itu. Mari. Soalan number 4. Okay, this is probably a slightly difficult question. Now, the curve of y equals to fx. So, kita diberi satu curve lah, satu lengkung. Okay, and then we're given d2y dx2. Okay, ini adalah differentiate second time sudah. Okay, differentiate second time. And then given that dy dx equals to 13 and y is 11, x is 1. All these are together. Find the equation of the curve. So saya mau tahu y equals to fx ini berapa? Apa sebenarnya fx? Find the equation of the curve. Now it is good for us to know the relationship between these. So d2y, kalau kita mula d2y dx2, okay, the second time punya differentiation. Kalau kita integrate satu kali, we will get dy dx. And then we integrate one more time, we will get y. This is what we want. Okay, ini kita punya target. This is what we want. So we want to find y. That means benda yang kita kena tahu adalah kita start dari d2y dx2. We start from here, we integrate one time, we integrate another time. Okay. But, okay, so apa tujuan ini semua ini? What is this for? Kenapa dia bagi ini semua? Okay, sabar. Okay, let's just do first. So, dy dx, okay, adalah integration of 18x terhadap dx. Okay, so if we integrate d2y dx2, we will get dy dx. That's the first step that we want to do. Okay. Now, when we integrate 18x, we will get 18x squared over 2 plus c. Okay, and this is why it's important. Okay. So the reason why they are giving all this is so that we can find the c. Okay, the reason why they're giving all this, blue color. Okay, the reason why they're giving all this is so that we can find the c for both times yang kita kena integrate. Okay, so we get dy dx is 13. 13 equals to x sama dengan 1. 18 darab 1 kuasa 2 per 2 tambah c. Okay, and you will get c equals to 13 minus 9. 13 minus 9. 4. Okay, you get c equals to 4. Therefore, okay, maksudnya dy dx equals to 9x squared plus 4. Saya dapat 9 sebab 18 bahagi 2 lah. Okay, 18 bahagi 2 is 9. So, 9x squared plus 4. That is step number 1. But remember, the soalan minta untuk kita mencari y, bukan mencari dy dx. So you have to integrate one more time. That's pretty simple. So I'm going to change color. Y equals to, oh dear, so tebal. Hold on. Okay. So y equals to the integration of 9x squared plus 4 terhadap dx. Okay, because kita berpegang kepada ini. Bila kita integrate d2y dx2, kita akan dapat dy dx. Bila kita integrate dy dx, which is this, kita akan dapat y. Okay, so this will give us 9x cubed over 3 plus 4x over 1 plus c. Again, plus c. Okay, we still have the plus c over there. Hold on, let me just check something. Saya tidak salah bahkan, yeah, okay, fine. So, let me simplify this. Y equals to 9 divided by 3 is 3x cubed plus 4x plus c. Okay, and how do we find c? We substitute y and substitute x. Where do we get the x and y? From the question. Phi is 11 when x equals to 1. That's why all those information is important. Okay, so that we can find the c. So y is 11, x is 1. Okay, 11 equals to 3 times 1 cubed plus 4 times 1 plus c. So you get c equals to 3 plus 4, 11, 4 again. Okay, c equals to 4 again for the second time. So our final equation is y equals to 3x cubed plus 4x plus 4. Okay, and that's our final answer. So, yeah, maybe the difficult part about this question is just understanding what needs to be done. Tetapi kan the basic skill is just integration cari C. Integration cari C kan, that's the basic skill. Okay, and actually everybody has learned this basic skill. Just whether we remember lah. Okay, so this is a good, actually it's a good question for us to practice integration twice. Okay, always don't forget lah bahawa the information given, okay, over here, okay, the information given over here always bertujuan ini. Okay, there is always a purpose to that information. Okay, and usually the purpose is to find the value of C lah. Okay, usually it's that. All right. Okay, I should also make a disclaimer, sorry. So in any time, masa saya mengajar, and if you find that, salah kira sudah, please inform me. Don't just let me go on with all my wrong calculation, okay? Saya ad hoc, no, saya ada tengoklah jawapan, okay? Then I'm trying to remember as I go along. So I may count wrongly, okay? So yeah, don't make me repeat all over again lah. So if I make a mistake, please let me know so that I can correct that mistake, okay? Okay, question 5. This is an interesting question. It is actually not difficult, but the question, dia punya bentuk soalan is like, what? Okay, dia bikin macam tu lah. Okay, so diagram shows two curves, y equals to hx and y equals to gx. Okay, so you have two curves over here, curve number 1, curve number 2. Okay, and the tangent, okay, to that line when x equals to 0. So over here, x is 0. This coordinate over here is 0 and c. This coordinate over here is 0 and negative c. So same distance. Now, two tangent lines are parallel. Okay, parallel means they have the same gradient, which is actually 1. Okay, and the gradient of the tangent line y equals gx at point P. Okay, I think it's here lah. This is supposed to be point P, tapi dia tidak tulis lah. Okay, so the gradient is 1. And that's a very important information actually. Okay, the gradient of the tangent line at point P, okay, is actually 1. So ini memberitahu kita bahawa differentiation of gx equals to 1. The value of the differentiation of gx equals to 1. Okay, when x equals to 0. Pada titik ini, bila x equals to 0, the value of the differentiation equals to 1. Dan this also tells us that the value of the differentiation of hx is also equals to 1. Since garis ini dan garis ini dia adalah selari. So kalau yang gx itu garis tangent kan, if the gradient is 1, then therefore the hx at the differentiation at that point is also 1 when x equals to 0. Okay. Now, this is saya mengaku lah, this question, okay, although it's pretty basic, but actually it's a little bit tough lah. Okay, saya akui ini memang soalan yang a bit luar biasa lah. It's a good question. It's a very good question, but it's tough. Okay, now, so diberi bahawa fx equals to hx over gx. Okay, another new function is hx over gx. Okay, find the differentiation of f at 0. Okay, so I want to mention this because this is a common mistake. Ini adalah differentiation. Okay, differentiation. It is the same thing as dy dx, cuma dia tulis dalam bentuk yang berlainan. Now, let's go back to one very familiar formula lah, okay, yang kita pernah tengok. Kalau kita ada satu function yang dia adalah y equals to u over v, this is actually in your formula book. Okay, so the dy dx is actually over v squared v du dx minus u dv dx. Okay, kalau ini adalah satu function, ini adalah satu function lain. Okay, and basically, okay, what we are supposed to do is use the same thing. Okay, cuma, okay, dia bukan uv. We can say that this is u and this is v. Okay, now, so if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get apa itu? Sorry, f prime x. I'm going to do f prime x first. Okay, equals to, okay, so yang di bawah, okay, di bawah adalah v squared. That means I'm going to get gx, the whole thing, squared. Okay, then over here is v. V is gx. So saya tulis balik. Okay, sorry, gx. Sini. Okay, and then sebelah v adalah du dx. So I differentiate the hx. So I get h prime x. Okay, then minus hx times g prime x. Okay, take a while. Okay, take a while. If you're watching this video from YouTube later, okay, pause this video and do a comparison between the two. Okay, do a comparison between the two. I'm basically using this formula, okay, tapi saya guna bentuk prime. So dia pembezaan saja. Okay, now notice that in this one, sorry, in this thing over here, everything is fx. Tapi soalan minta kita mencari f0, which means that f prime 0 is equals to g0, g0 h prime 0, okay, minus h0 g prime 0 over g0 the whole thing squared. Okay. Now, if you can follow me up to this point, okay, then notice that actually lah, okay, itu simplification ni, kau tengok okay. G0, so this is G. When x equals to 0, what is the value of G0? It is C. Actually, it is C. Okay, sini adalah C. G0 is C kan? And I said that H prime 0, when you differentiate H, when the value of x is 0, the value is 1. So here is 1. Minus H0, same thing. H0, this is H. When x is 0, the value of H0 is negative C. So negative C. And the value of G prime 0 is also 1. Okay? I can literally see your faces like, what is sir talking about? Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, let me just explain this through. If you don't understand it, watch this video again and just focus on this question. It's such a good question because it really tests, your understanding of this prime and this whole thing lah. Okay, so anyway, G0 as I say is C. So C, this is C squared lah. Okay, so if I were to put this in, I will get f prime 0 is C times 1 minus negative C times 1 over C squared. Okay, and you will get this as 2C over C squared, and this will give us 2 over C, final answer. Okay, so this question is pretty much like any other paper 1 question lah. The calculation actually is nothing tau. Dia punya calculation yang cuba kau tengok lah, apalah ni pengiraan ni, tiada. The pengiraan is nothing. It is this understanding of this part lah, bahagian ini. Okay, this part is a little bit tough. Okay, it requires you to fully understand the concept of differentiation at point 0. Okay, I would say this question is a combination between function and differentiation. Okay, if these are your 2 least favorite chapters, I would say, you know what, skip the 3 marks lah. It's only 3 marks. Okay, but if you really want to get an A plus, you definitely need to, be able to answer this question. It's such a good question. Sorry, I'm very in awe of this question lah. Okay, because it's pretty beautiful lah. Okay, yeah, this question is pretty beautiful, really. Okay, dia sangat cantik. Okay, so dia macam susah tau, tapi sebenarnya dia tidak susah. But we just have to understand this lah. Okay, so no worries. Okay, if you don't get it, you can still watch this video again. If you don't understand it, you can ask me again later lah. Okay, question number 6. After we're done with that question, we come to this slightly more simpler question. So function A is defined by A equals to this. Okay, then find dA dx. So you want to differentiate the A function lah. Okay, let me simplify this a little bit better. 1 over 2 x cubed plus, this will be 1 over 2, sorry, this should be 1, not 1 over 2, right? So half x cubed times x is half x cubed lah. Okay, then half x times 2 will be x squared. Okay? Okay, x squared. So I want to differentiate this. So dA dx will be, bring the 3 in front, so 3 over 2x to the power 2 plus 2x. Okay, just 1 mark lah, this question. Should not be a problem. Okay, determine the approximate change in A when x changes by p% of 2. Okay, so this, so approximate change formula is, if I'm going to use A and x now, so del A, approximate change in A equals to dA dx, okay, times del x. Okay, so del x is the change in x, del A is the change in A. So ini yang kita mau cari. This is what we want to find. Okay, so we have to find the value lah. Kita kena cari value of dA dx and value of del x. Now we are given that the value of del x is pi%. So pi% means p over 100. Okay, pi% of 2 lah. Now, since there is a number 2 over here, this is the value of x. So we have to find the value of dA dx when x equals to 2. So when x equals to 2, dA dx, mana saya dapat dA dx ni? Dari sini. Okay, so 3 over 2, 2 squared plus 2 times 2. So you get 3 times 2 is 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. Yalah, 6 plus 4 is 10 lah. Okay, so dA dx equals to 10. Okay, and del x equals to p over 100. Because p%. Okay, so kalau p%, that means our del A is equals to 10 times P over 100. So you get P over 10. Okay, which is my final answer. Okay. So in this question, nothing really much. Cuma yang menjadikan dia susah is the P% sahaja. Okay, itu saja yang bikin dia mengelirukan sedikit lah. Okay, but nothing really much to it. Okay, so dia punya step to find del A, to find the approximate change, perubahan kecil bagi A, dia punya step adalah sama. Cari nilai dA dx and then cari nilai dx. Cuma nilainya adalah dalam bentuk P. There is no number for that lah. Okay. Okay, question number 7. It's a functions question. It is given that kx is a function such that tiba-tiba dia bagi x sebagai kepala rumus. So x equals to 0, find k1, 2. Okay. Sorry, k negative 1. So this is inverse function. Okay. Now, whenever we do inverse function, okay, the old step lah, okay, is so apa itu? Let's say kita selalu pakai apa? Let kan? Okay, so let k negative 1x equals to 2. Okay. Oh, sorry, the old one. Sorry, let k negative 1x equals to y. Okay, therefore ky equals to x. Ini yang kita selalu buat bahkan. Okay, doesn't matter whether it's k. Kalau kita kasih biar saja the inverse function of what we want to find equals to another letter yang kita perkenalkan the letter. Therefore, if I switch it over, ky equals to x. Now let me do the same thing again, except that I have these two. So k negative 1, 2 equals to x. I'm going to call this x. Okay. Therefore, kx equals to 2. Do you see that? Oh. Okay. Kx equals to 2. If I have k negative 1, 2 equals to x, therefore kx equals to 2. Okay. Now, since that is the case, okay, so k negative 1, 2 equals to x. And x is such that is 7 plus kx. 7 plus kx over 3 minus kx. And what is kx? Kx is 2. You see how simple this can become? 3 minus 2. You get 9. Okay. So, is the calculation difficult? No, the calculation is not difficult. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 divided by 1 is 9. Dia punya pengiraan tidak susah. Yang susah is understanding the basic concept of inverse function. Okay, so all these pieces of information come together in this question. Okay, yeah. I hope, yeah, you kind of notice this pattern in the paper 1 questions. Sebenarnya dia punya pengiraan tidak susah. Yang susah adalah kita sendiri yang memahami soalan. Okay, that's the tough part lah. So which is why, you know, if your paper 2 is good, kalau kamu rasa paper 2 kamu adalah, you know, like you can answer a majority of the questions in paper 2, start focusing on paper 1. Okay, so it's a good thing that you have, you know, you have a lot of time. I know, okay, I know that it's been a very long year, but it's actually a good thing that you have a lot of time to work on your admits. So you, of course, the priority is paper 2 lah. You work and make sure that paper 2 kamu adalah okay. But once your paper 2 is okay, atau kau rasa okay, saya boleh lah di paper 2, start focusing on paper 1. Because paper 1 questions actually are much simpler than paper 2. Cuma dia punya konsep itu. We have to get used to different types of questions. Okay, different types of K-BAT questions. This is ini adalah satu contoh soalan K-BAT ni, really. Okay, it's a very normal example of a K-BAT question. Cuma dia selalu kena twist. Okay, so it's very hard, susah untuk kita membuat ramalan. It's hard for us to predict what kind of questions can come out. Okay, in paper 1. Paper 2 a little bit easier to predict. Okay, itu jenis soalan. Paper 1 is hard to predict. So you have to, do a lot of practice and get used to it. Okay, right, question number 8. Given the function fx equals to mx minus 5, and then we are given f2x. Okay, ini adalah fx lah. Okay, equals to 36 plus 25. Okay, such that m is a constant and m is less than 0. So express f3 in terms of m. This is probably a simple question. Kalau kamu diberi fx equals to mx minus 5, f3 is 3m minus 5. Done. Okay, so we want it in terms of m. In terms of m means you don't have to find the value of m, because that's the next question. Okay, this is only 1 mark lah. Okay, soalan ini adalah 1 markah. Tetapi bila kamu berdepan dengan soalan ini, don't let go of the opportunity. Just because you don't know what is the value of m, just go give up. Saya tidak mau jawab lah ini. Padahal dia senang saja. Okay, so don't let go of this kind of questions. Alright, find the value of m. So you are given fx equals to mx plus minus 5, and then you're given the final value of f2. Okay, now I'm going to use the I'm going to use ffx, but I'm going to use this mx minus 5 first. Okay, then nanti saya compare dengan f2 yang sebenar. So ffx is f mx minus 5. Okay, so since it is the same function, I'm going to have m, okay, mx minus 5, and then minus 5. Okay, since fx is mx minus 5. Apa-apa yang di dalam x ini akan masuk di sini. Okay, so let's simplify this. So this will be m squared x minus 5m minus 5. Okay, now let's compare this to the value of f2 yang sudah diberi, 36x plus 25. Okay, so I compare f2x is 36x plus 25. Am I getting this right? Plus 25. Okay. So when I compare these two, I can conclude lah, saya boleh simpulkan bahawa m squared equals to 36. Atau negative 5m minus 5 equals to 25. Okay, so you get m equals to 6. And in this case, okay, in this case, you get negative 5m equals to 30 and m equals to negative 6. So the question is, which m is correct? And this is where this is the value that is correct. Okay, the value is m equals to negative 6. Ini reject. Actually, actually, m squared equals to 36, kan? When you square root, you get 6 and minus 6 lah. Okay, so this one is accept. Saya gunakan ini cara ini on the right side over here. I use this method just to verify bahawa nilai m adalah sama dengan negative 6. Okay, because if you do m squared equals to 36, you get two values. So you must specifically mention that m equals to 6, saya reject. M equals to negative 6, saya accept. Why? Because the question is already given, m is less than 0. Okay. This is actually, okay, sorry saya kena cakap lah. Soalan 8 ini sebenarnya adalah soalan latihan dari Form 4. Okay, it is a Form 4 question. Dia punya soalan macam ni kan mirip soalan buku latihan, buku teks. Okay, it is in the textbook actually. Okay, number 9. Table 1 below shows a set of positive integers which is arranged in ascending order. Okay, so this integer, nombor-nombor ini adalah arranged in ascending order, which means that, okay, kalau integer 1 is frequency 5, right, means kalau saya susun semua kan, the number 1 appears 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then after that, 2v minus 1 3 kali. 2v minus 1, 2v minus 1, 2v minus 1 3 kali. And then 6 appears 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dan seterusnya lah. Okay, so this is what this question means. So apa itu nilai V? Okay, jangan dulu kencang. Okay, we will find out sooner or later. Okay, so question A. Find the range of K if the mode is 6. What is the meaning of mode? Mode is the number that appears paling banyak kali. Okay, so obviously K has to be less than 6 lah. Must be less than 6. Cannot be more than 6 because if the mode is 6, means the frequency cannot be bigger than 6. Okay, K must be less than 6. Now, if you were to give me this answer, it is still wrong. Okay, K kurang daripada 6 masih tidak boleh diterima. Why? Because K less than 6, okay, K less than 6 also means -1, -2, -3. Okay, so you have to have a lower boundary. So K is between 0 and 6. 0 masih, actually 0 cannot lah, must have at least 1 lah. Okay, so this is our final answer. This is a good question. It's a trick question lah actually. Ramai orang akan letak K kurang daripada 6. Okay, tapi pada hakikatnya, mana ada frekuensi yang less than negative number bahkan. Okay, so you have to have 0, K is in between 0 and 6. Okay, dia mesti di antara 0 dan 6. Okay. Question B. Let K equals to 7. So dia sudah cakap, okay, K equals to 7. Let's forget about finding the value of K. So dia sudah bagi nilai K. Now, express the median in terms of V. Okay. Median is the middle value. Okay. Median is the middle value. So in order for us to find the middle value, we have to jumlahkan all the kekerapan. So the total frequency, since we know now what is the value of K, I can just add the frequency lah. So it will be 5 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 2 plus 5. I'll get 28. So the middle value, kalau 28, okay, is, kalau kita patak-patak 1, 28, you will get 14 and 15. Okay, the 14th and the 15th value. The antara, actually 14.5 lah. Okay, the middle value is 14.5. Now, let's take a look at this. So this is 5. Okay, this is 8. Our cumulative frequency, yeah. Okay, cumulative frequency 5, 5 campur 3, 8, 8 campur 6, 14. 14 campur 7, 21. That means, yang ke-14 is 6, yang ke-15 is 2V plus 2. So that means the 14th value, okay, is 14. The 15th value is 4. Sorry, apa itu? 2V plus 2. Sorry. Okay, 2V plus 2. So the median is antara 2. Okay, between 14 and 2V plus 2. So it's 14 plus 2V plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, how we will count the median normally lah. Okay, we have 1 and then plus the other one, then divide by 2 in the center. Okay, so this will give you 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 plus V. That's my final answer. Okay, express the median in terms of V. So the median is 8 plus V. The 14th and the 15th value, sorry, 14 is, this one is, okay. Now then find the value of V. Okay, so when you find the value of V, hold on, find the value of V. Sorry, how did I find this idea? Oh, okay. Okay. Now, in order for us to find the value of v, we need to understand this. Since all these integers okay, are arranged one according to another, dia disusun mengikut urutan menaik. Isn't the 14th value 6? Oh, did I say 6? What did I say? Oh, yeah, kan? Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Okay, thank you. So the 14th value is 6. Thank you, Jeremiah. Okay, so this will be 6 plus 2v plus 2. So this will give me 8 plus 2. This will give me 4 plus v. 4 plus v. Okay, thank you. So 14th value is 6. Yeah, my mistake. Okay, so how to find the value of v? So we need to understand that since all the integers are arranged in order, okay, so 1 is 1, then 2v, then 6. That means 2v minus 1, okay, is a number that is less than 6. Okay, let me put this. 2v minus 1 is a number that is less than 6, correct? And 2v plus 2 is a number that is bigger than 6. 2v plus 2 is a number that is bigger than 6. Now, where have we seen this situation before? This is actually form 3. Okay, form 3 inequalities. And how do we solve it? We solve it separately. Okay, so this will give you 2v is less than 7. V is less than 3 over 2. 7 over 2. 7 over 2 means v is less than 3.5. Okay, that's our first condition. This one is on the right side, 2v plus 2, so 2v is more than 4. So v is more than 2. Okay, now take a look at this situation and this situation. V is a number that is more than 2, but is less than 3.5. And it must be an integer. Okay, so the only logical answer will be v apa ini? Sorry. The only logical answer will be v equals to 3. That's the only logical answer. Let's say less than 3.5. And it must be an integer. V is more than 2. The only integer after 2 and less than 3.5 is 3. Okay? So I would say this is a slightly difficult question because kita kena ingat kembali form 3 punya linear inequalities. And of course, our understanding of statistics also has to be strong lah, okay, in order for you to answer this question. All right, number 10, given a set of data as follows, find the first quartile. Now, in order for you to find the first quartile, you always have to rearrange everything again. So when we rearrange, you get 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. In order for us to find the first quartile, we have to divide the sets of data into 2. So this is 1, this is another one. Over here is the median. Okay, so the first quartile will be here. The first quartile is 3. This will be the third quartile. The center value of the second set. The center value of the first set, okay, is the first quartile. The paling tengah punya value is the median, which in this case is 5.5. Now, if each set of data is multiplied by 5 and then 10 is added to it, find the new first quartile. Do you understand this question? Every value over here, kita darab dengan 5 and then tambah dengan 10. So the first value is 2, right? 2 darab 5 tambah 10 is how much? 2 darab 5 tambah 10 will be 20. 3 tambah 5 darab 10. 3 tambah 5 is 8 darab 10 will be... 3 darab 5. Oh dear. 3 darab 5. 3 darab 5 is 15. 15 tambah 10 is 25. What's wrong with me? Okay, so that means the new first quartile, okay, the new first quartile is 25. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 10 is 25, yeah. Okay. There are nothing much to this lah. This is basic statistics. Okay, the quartiles are always affected by multiply and addition. Okay, question number 11. Diagram 2 shows the graph of y over x squared against x, and since it is a straight line graph, you know that this is from linear law. This is a target question. Everybody must be able to answer this question. It is given that the gradient of the straight line PQ, okay, is negative 2 over 3 and point P lies on the axis. This is also known as the intercept. Okay, find y in terms of x. Now, find y in terms of x means y equals to yada 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 lah, which is the non-linear equation. Okay, but in order for us to find the non-linear equation, we have to find the linear equation first. Okay, so let's form the linear equation. Our template is y equals to mx plus c. Our our y-axis is y over x squared equals to, is the gradient given? The gradient is given, negative 2 over 3. Negative, apa ini? Negative 2 over 3. Our x is x plus c. Okay, and then macam mana kita mau cari c ni? Well, we have these coordinates. Okay, negative 9 is x, and 8 is not y, people. Very careful. 8 is y over x squared. Okay, follow the graph. So this is 8 equals to negative 2 over 3 times negative 9 plus c. Okay, just substitute the coordinates inside now. So you get c equals to 2. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay. So that means our linear equation, okay, our linear equation is y over x squared equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 2. That's our linear equation. Soalan is express y in terms of x. So that means y, I only want y only. I don't want y over x squared. How more difficult can this be? It's so simple. How do we change y over x squared to become y? Kita darab semua dengan x squared. We multiply everything by x squared. So we get y equals to negative 2 over 3 x cubed plus 2x squared. Okay, and this is our final answer. Okay, so I've covered this in previous sessions, so I don't really want to talk more about this, but make sure you understand the difference between a non-linear and a linear equation. Okay, especially when it comes to linear law. All right. Okay, question number 12, and this is our halfway mark. No, 13, sorry, because 25 questions. I feel like I've been talking forever. Okay, diagram shows 6 coaches of a train at an amusement park. A family of 4 children with their parents take the train. So there's 6 of them lah. Okay, each of them will be sitting in different coaches. So 1 person in each coach. 6 coaches, so 1 person in each coach. So find a number of different ways they can arrange themselves. And since this is arranged, we're talking about permutation. Okay, permutation is NPR or factorial, depending on whether you want to arrange everybody or whether you want to arrange a few. Okay, in such a way that the father sits in the first coach, the mother sits in the last coach. Okay, so my favorite method is to put this one lah. Okay, so father must come here, mother must come here. So how many fathers are there? One father. So one way lor. How many mother is there? One way. And then you don't care how the children are arranged. Okay, so this will be, and since you have to arrange all the children, you get 4 factorial. Okay, or 4p4 lah, up to you lah. Kalau kau mau letak 4p4 pun boleh lah. Ada 4 children, you permutate 4 children. Also can, no problem. Okay, so we will get 4 factorial is 24. Okay. Now, this one is a little bit tough. Huh? Their parents and the youngest child must sit in 3 consecutive coaches. 3 gerabak yang berturutan. Mesti father, mother and youngest child. Okay. So, what I would do is 6 coaches again. Okay, except that this one is sudah kena block. Sudah 3 yang berturutan. How many berturutan 3 kita boleh buat? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. Okay, so there are 4 ways to do this berturutan. Okay, so apa ini? Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about this first. How to put the father, the mother, and this one lah. Okay, the father, the mother, and the youngest child. Father, mother, and youngest child. Okay, since all these 3 can be changed equally, bahkan, so you get 3 factorial. Because dia tidak cakap bahawa, does it say? No, it doesn't say. It can be father, mother, youngest child. It can be father, youngest child, mother. It can be mother, youngest child, father. You know, you get what I mean lah. So we have to change the 3 people around first. Okay, and then we have to times 4 because there are 4 ways of them sitting together. Okay, and then don't forget that we still got 3 other children, and how they sit is who cares lah. Okay, so it's another 3 factorial. So you get 3 factorial times 4 times 3 factorial. Macam saya salah tapi betul. Okay, 1, 4, 4 ways. Okay, so remember, father, mother, and child can permutate within themselves, and then the and then the 3 children can also sit among themselves in 3 factorial number of ways. But since the father, mother, and youngest child boleh duduk dalam 3 berturutan kan in 4 different ways, we have to multiply by 4. A lot of people will forget this lah. This multiply by 4. Okay, dia fikir father, mother, youngest child, and then lepas itu the 3 children, 3 factorial. But you forget that there is different ways for the father, mother, and youngest child to sit together. Okay, so 144 ways altogether. All right. Question number 13, which is our halfway mark question. Table 2 shows the number of red and yellow marbles labeled with letter A and B in a box. Okay, so this is a little bit confusing, so I'm going to use this one. This is red A. There are 2 red A's. Okay, and there are 4 red B's. Red B, red B, red B. Okay, this is yellow A. Alamak, was 6. My goodness. Let me make the pen a little bit thinner. Okay. So how many yellow A's? Yellow A, yellow A, yellow A, yellow A, yellow A, and yellow A. And yellow B's are 5. Yellow B, yellow B, yellow B, yellow B, yellow B. Okay. So 2 marbles are drawn randomly from the box. That means you don't put one back. Okay. Find the probability that both the marbles are labeled with the same letter but different color. Okay, let's consider all the possibilities. Same letter and different color. Same letter and different color. I'm going to say okay, same letter. So red A and yellow A. Same letter, different color. Red B and yellow B. Okay? Yeah. Okay, but because we don't put back the first marble, we have to take 2 at one time. Okay, so we have to consider the possibility that there is a yellow A and then red A because the probability for this is different. Okay, walaupun dia sama, okay, tapi dia punya urutan memainkan peranan. Okay, and then yellow B and red B. Okay, so it's pretty long, but cannot. Okay, so red A. Okay, let's see the total number of, what is this? Total number of marbles. sorry, marbles lah kan. Okay, so total marbles is 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 5. 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 5. My brain is not working. 17. Okay, so red A will be 2 over 17 times yellow A will be 6 over 16. Okay, 2 over 17 times 6 over 6. Sebab kau ambil satu, kau tidak letak balik. Okay, red B. Red B is 4 over 17 times yellow B is 5 over 16. Okay, yellow A. Yellow A is 6 over 17 times RA is 2 over 16. And yellow B is 5 over 17 times 4 over 16. Then all these for you plus together. Okay, for the life of me, I can't remember what this answer is. Tapi ini jalan kerja dia lah. Okay, so a common mistake lah. A common mistake for a lot of students will be they will just stop here. Okay, they will just figure that the reds come first and then the yellows come later. No, we have to consider the fact that sometimes the yellow come first and then only the red. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so 4 different situations, kita tambah semua. Okay, this is a basic probability. All right, we are at the halfway mark. Let's take a 4-minute break. Okay, let me drink some water and go to the toilet. And then we'll come back and then we'll continue with the rest of the paper. Okay, let's pause the recording for a while. Okay, welcome back. So I just want to mention just now that this probability question, actually during the break, I went to look for the answer. The answer is 4 over 17. Okay, so just make sure that you calculate this correctly. All right, question number 14. Find the value of, then you have this whole index situation, these indices, obviously. But take a look, notice the numbers 4, 16, and 32. Okay, these are what we call the magic numbers. So 4 is 2 to the power of 2, 16 is 2 to the power of 4, 32 is 2 to the power of 5. Very important numbers. Okay, so we can actually find the value. 2 to the power of 2a plus 2 to the power of, sorry, times 2 to the power of 4 times 2a times 1 over 2 to the power of 5 times 2a. Okay, notice that the 2a saya kasih masuk sajalah. Okay, so so this will give us 2 to the power of 2a times, this is 2 to the power of 8a, and this one, okay, because dia di bawah, I can bring it up to become times 2 to the power of minus 10a. Okay, and this will give us, and since all the bases are the same, I can do 2a plus 8a minus 10a, which is 1. Yeah, I know. What a load of nonsense for this question. Balik-balik kau carikan, tapi yang susahnya 2a plus 8a minus 10a will be 2 to the power of 0 lah. Okay, 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so all that work just to find for the number 1. Yeah. Anyway, so this is this is hardly a difficult question lah. Okay, I will say this. Okay, ini bukan soalan yang susah. If you forget, then it's susah lah. But if you know how to do this, okay, if you remember the laws of indices, dia tidak susah. Okay, so don't give up. Okay, actually can one. Okay, ini lagi lah. Okay, find the value of x which satisfies the following equation. So you have 2 and then log x, xy, and then 2 log y, macam tu lah. Okay, now I just want to mention this, that log AB, okay, this one is something that biasanya diajar tapi selalu kita lupa. It can be 1 over log BA. If I change the position, okay, if I change the position of the base and the number, Okay, it's 1 over. Okay, so which means ini log x xy sama log y xy kan saya boleh bawa dia naik ke atas tau. Okay, I will get 2 times log xyx. Saya bawa dia naik ke atas dan saya terbalikkan dia punya base and dia punya this one. And then this will be 2 log xy y. Okay, plus 3 equals to 5x. Now these two, ini dua ini, saya boleh I can, what am I saying? Sorry, I can bring it, I can use the law of indices on this, law of log on this. So this will be log xy x squared plus log xy y squared. Okay, plus 3 equals to 5x. Okay, now if I combine these two, I will get log xy x squared y squared plus 3 equals to 5x. Okay, now I'm going to write this as log xy the whole thing squared plus 3 equals to 5x. Kalau saya bawa ini turun ke depan, I'll get 2 log xy plus 3 equals to 5x. And what is so special about this log xy? Log xy is actually equals to 1. So 2 times 1 plus 3 equals to 5x. And you get x equals to 1. Okay, so this is just using the law of logarithm untuk mendapat nilai x. Okay, so would I say this is a difficult question? I would say this is a soalan yang sederhana lah. This is an easy question. Okay, this is not a difficult question. I would say this is not difficult, tapi if you forget how to use the law of logarithms, then it may be a little bit difficult. Okay, tapi basically kan, if you know, then it'll be quite easy lah. Okay, cuma mau manipulate lah. To manipulate the law of logarithm takes a certain skill. Okay, yang you need a lot of practice to do that. Yeah, sorry. Some people have been complaining that saya punya suara hilang, right? Don't know why. Strange. Okay, 16. Diagram 4 shows a part of a circle with a center O and the radius of 12 cm. Okay, so you have the radius over here. You're given that this length of the arc, this is 4 pi. Okay, find the angle of AOB in radians. So it's pretty simple lah. So we use S equals to R theta. S equals to 4 pi. R is given as 12. And then we find theta. So theta will be 1 over 3 pi radian. Okay, 4 bahagi 12 is 1 over 3 lah. Okay, and I must mention this lah. Kalau jawapan dia bagi in terms of pi, usually lah our answer for the angle is also in terms of pi. Okay, you can do 1 over 3 times 3.142. You can do it is also equals to 1.0473 radian. Pun boleh. Okay, tidak salah. But because originally the question already give in terms of 4 pi, okay, so we give our answer in terms of pi also. Tidak salah. Okay. Now the area of the shaded region. The area, if you remember, this is called the area of segment. Okay, the area of segment is 1 over 2 r squared theta minus sine theta. Except that this one is in radian and this one is in degrees. Okay, so the angle in radian is given as 1 over 3 pi. Okay, and if you remember that since pi is 180 degrees, okay, since pi is 180 degrees, therefore 1 over 3 pi equals to 60 degrees. Okay, kita bahagi 3 lah. Therefore, the area of the shaded region, okay, is 1 over 2 times 12 squared. Okay, times 12 squared over here. So I can use 1 over 3 pi minus sine 60. Okay, I can also use 1.0473, also no problem. Okay, but just remember that this is in radian, okay, and this is in degree. Very, very, very important. Okay, sine 60 should be 0.5. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, so 142 divided by 3 minus sine 60 times 12 times 12 divided by 2. So my answer will be 13.0542. Okay, centimeter squared. That will be what my answer will be lah. Okay, so is this a difficult question? No, I don't think it's a difficult question. Cuma ini formula sajalah. This formula is not given, people. Okay, this formula is not given in the formula book. So you have to remember. There are two formulas in circle which are very important that are not given in the formula book. One is the area of the segment. Another one is the length of the chord. Okay, ini panjang AB ini. Okay, so go and look back, look at what the two formulas are, commit them to memory. Okay, because tidak diberi dalam buku formula. Okay, so must remember this. Okay, solve the equation cos 2 theta equals to cos theta, blah, 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 for 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so let's start with this. Cos 2 theta equals to cos theta. Common mistake. Most people will do this common mistake. Cos 2 theta equals to cos theta. Terus dibawa pergi bawah. Cos 2 theta divide by cos theta equals to 1. Therefore, cos boleh potong dengan cos, theta boleh potong dengan theta. Therefore, 2 equals to 1. Wow! Okay, no. People, don't play with trigonometry the same way you play with algebra. Okay, it's not as easy. It's not that simple. Okay, cos 2 theta, there is a specific formula for it. Okay, cos 2 theta. And since everything is in cos, saya kasih semua dalam cos lah. There's 3 formulas for cos 2 theta. Okay, but we want to use the one that only has cos. And please forgive me if I'm wrong. It should be 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Am I right? Equals to cos theta. Is this the correct formula? Can somebody please verify for me? Is it 1 minus 2 cos squared theta or 2 cos squared theta minus 1? Am I right? Can somebody verify for me, please? Because I don't have the formula book over here. Can somebody verify? Ada? Or am I talking to myself? Is it 2 cos squared theta minus 1? Okay, Ngam, thank you. Syukurlah, masih ada orang yang di sini. Okay, so then I will get 2 cos squared theta minus cos theta minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, and when you see this you kind of know that this is a quadratic formula. Okay, so I am going to change this to 2x squared minus x minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, and I'm going to get the two value of x's lah. So I put x equals to cos theta lah. So I'll get two values of x, okay, which I will just simply use EQN to do this. 2 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, you get 1 and minus 0.5. So x equals to 1, x equals to minus 0.5. Saya pakai EQN terus because there's no mark for, guna the formula panjang-panjang tiada. Okay, so therefore cos theta equals to 1 and cos theta equals to negative 0.5. There are 4 answers to this question. Okay, because cos theta is quadrant 1 and quadrant, all science teachers crazy, 4. Okay, what is my basic angle? My basic angle is shift cos 1. Okay, shift cos 1, my basic angle will be 0. So 0. Quadrant 1 will be 0. Quadrant 4 will be 360 degrees. One full round. Okay. Yeah, 360 degrees. Cos theta is negative 0.5. My basic angle jangan ambil negative 0.5. So shift cos 0.5 is 60 degrees. So cos negative is quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Okay, quadrant 2, 60 degrees will be 120 degrees, and quadrant 3 will be 240 degrees, I think. Yeah. Okay, 180 minus 60 is 120. 180 plus, correct. Okay, so the solutions, okay, theta equals to 0, 120 degrees, 240 degrees, and 360 degrees. Okay, this is, okay, maybe ini saja bahagian yang susah. Okay, di bawah sini semua kan, all this part is soalan yang sudah pernah kita jawab dalam latihan. Just have to remember it again. Okay, let me just remind you, how do you find the basic angle? Okay, basic angle is just shift cos. Okay, 0.5. We don't take the negative number because saya mau basic angle tanpa nombor negatif. Okay, so this will be shift cos 1. Shift cos 1, I'll get 0. Shift cos 0.5, I get 60. Okay. Kenapa saya pilih quadrant 1 and quadrant 4? Because this is cos positive. Kenapa saya pilih quadrant 2 and quadrant 3? Because this one is cos negative. Okay, and how do you remember this? This is from the 4 quadrants. All science teachers crazy. Okay, cos is positive at quadrant 1. Okay, cos is positive at quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Cos is negative at quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Okay, so yeah. Okay, take some time to ulang kaji this. Okay, and this is actually pretty simple. Okay, sebenarnya dia senang. Okay, diagram 5 shows a probability distribution graph for random variable x. If you don't remember this, this is a way to write normal distribution. Okay, x equals to n, and then the first number is always the mean, the second number is always the standard deviation. Therefore, the mean over here is mu, and the standard deviation is y. Okay, now given the z-score of m is k, so this one, guys, okay, this one is, our mean is 5. Okay, mean is 5, already given. Okay, so the z-score of m is k. Okay, that means, okay, formula, z equals to x minus mu over sigma. Okay, but our sigma we don't know, our sigma we only know as y. Okay, so z-score is given is k. K equals to m minus 5 over y. Is it y or y squared? Yeah, y. Okay, so in express y in terms of m and k. Okay, so y equals to m minus 5 over k. I just have to switch this across. Okay, switch this across. This is my final answer. Nothing difficult over here. Okay, you just have to remember this formula. Cuma yang mungkin mengelirukan, or like, how do I even start this thing is, how do I know that the mean is 5? Because probability distribution graph, okay, before you kasih z-score kan, the center value is always the mean. Okay, but once you convert it into z-score, okay, in a z-score, the center value, okay, is 0. Why do we need to convert to z-score? So that kamu boleh baca jadual lah. That's basically it. But if there is no z-score, and if you just plot the entire graph, the center value is always the mean. Okay, so once you have the mean, and you want, sebab dia soalan dia express y in terms of m and k, means you don't have to find the value of y, m, and k. You just have to find the value of the mean. the mu lah. Okay, so it's given in this question. So the previous question once in terms of pi. Which question is this? Oh, dalam sebutan pi. Oh, can. Okay, can. So this will be 0 pi. 120 is, pi is 180, right? Okay, so 120 will be 120 over 180. 120, 120. This will be 2 over 3 pi. Okay, 240 will just be 240 divided by 180. Okay, if I convert this to this one, this will be 4 over 3 pi. You know, right, how to convert? Just divide by 180, change it into pecahan. 360 will be 2 pi lah. Okay, 0 pi, 2 pi. Okay, yeah. How to convert from 120 in terms of pi? You just divide by 180, then you press the ABC so that you can get the fraction, the pecahan. Okay, so 120 divided by 180. Okay, then you press the fraction, you get 2 over 3. If you can see 2 over 3. Okay, so that's how I get 2 over 3 pi. Okay, thanks for the notification. Okay. All right, question number 19. Shows a graph of probability distribution of random variables such that this is binomial. Okay, 3 and P. This is N and this is P. P is the kebarangkalian berjaya lah. Okay, one time. Okay, so express B in terms of A. Now, whenever you see a binomial distribution graph, remember this value, this value, this value, this value, when we add together, it becomes 1. Okay, that means 3b squared, okay, plus 3 over 7 plus A, okay, plus another 3b squared. Okay, 3b squared equals to 1. So the question is express B in terms of A. That means B equals to yada yada yada. Ini yang kita mau. Okay, so let's go to it. So 3b squared plus 3b squared is 6b squared. I'm going to move everything over to the other side, but I don't need it on the left side. Okay, so it'll be 1 minus 3 over 7 minus A. Okay, so this will be 4 over 7 minus A, 6b squared. Okay, and then I will get b squared equals to 4 over 6 times 7. 42. Okay, minus A over 6. Okay, and therefore, my final answer will be B equals to square root of 4 over 42 minus A over 6. This is how it would be lah. Okay, express B in terms of A. Nothing much to it. You just have to remember that the total probabilities, okay, the total probabilities is equals to 1. Okay, because binomial. Okay, so find P x is more than 1 and give your answer in terms of B. Now, x is more or equals to 1, which means I'm going to change color. This, and this. Okay, give your answer in terms of B. Okay, so kenapa dia bagi macam tu? Okay, so that means the probability of, oh dear, x is more or equals to 1 is equals to 3 over 7 plus A plus 3b squared. Kan? Give your answer in terms of B. Only in terms of B. So strange. Hold on now. Okay. Well, I guess I guess if they want in terms of B, then you will have to change this. Okay, change this one so that dia tinggal A sahaja. So A equals to 4 over 7 minus 6b squared. Okay, I bring the A across, I bring the 6b across. So then I substitute it in here. So 3 over 7 plus 4 over 7 minus 6b squared. 4 over 7 minus 6b squared plus 3b squared. Okay, so this will give me 3 over 7 plus 4 over 7 is 7 over 7, which is equals to 1, minus 6b squared plus 3b squared is minus 3b squared. This will be my final answer. Okay. I wouldn't say there's anything that very complicated over here. Cuma, because there's all these A and B kan, that's how they would twist the question lah. But we still hold on to the fact lah, that the total probabilities in the binomial distribution must always be equal to 1. Okay, and then if they ask you to find X is more than 1, you just have 1, 2, and 3 lah. Okay, all these 3 to total up the probabilities. The only way, well, I guess they give your answer in terms of B, means dia mau kamu supaya menghilangkan ini huruf A lah. Okay, that's basically what this question wants. Okay. All right, question 20, last 6 questions. Okay, hang in there, guys, last 6 questions. So diagram 7 shows a straight line that passes through point M, negative 2 over 3, makes an angle of A from the positive x-axis. Okay, now using cos A, okay, equals to negative 12 over 13, find the equation of straight line AB. This is such an evil question now. Okay, it's an evil question because it requires you to remember things from 2 different chapters, which is trigonometric functions and coordinate geometry. Okay. So let's start with this. Cos alpha, cos A, equals to negative 12 over 13. Why is there a negative? Because A is in the second quadrant. Okay, dia adalah sudut dalam second quadrant. That's why it's negative. But the corresponding angle is over here now. This is also alpha, the basic angle. Okay, and if we have 12 over 13, then cos. Okay, remember cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, which means that if I follow this line over here, okay, this is 12 and this is 13. Okay, sebelah adalah 12, hypotenuse is 13. Okay, and therefore, using Pythagoras theorem, I can conclude that this one is 5. And do you know why this is important? This is important because this helps me to find the gradient. Okay, the gradient, okay, is negative y over x. Okay, negative 5 over 12. Okay, y2 minus y1 and then x2 minus x1 now over here lah. Okay, I'll get the difference of here is 5 and then the difference of here is 12. Okay, negative sebab dia ke arah kiri. It's a very important piece of information. Once I have the gradient, I can form the straight line equation. Y equals to mx plus c. I have my gradient, negative 5 over 12. My x, I can use this value, okay, negative 2 and and 3. So negative 2 and then y is 3. Okay, in order for me to find the y-intercept. Okay, so this will give me 3 equals to 10 over 12. 10 over 12 plus c. So c equals to 3 minus 10 over 12. Apa ini? 3 minus 10 over 12. 13 over 6. Okay, so my straight line equation will be y equals to negative 5 over 12x plus 13 over 6. Do I have to express it in other forms? No need. Yeah, I can express it in this form. It's totally fine. Okay, negative 5 over 12 plus 13 over 6. So This part, okay, bahagian ini sebenarnya dia tidak susah lah. Okay, everybody knows this. The only problem is how to use this trigonometry to find the gradient. Okay, so the gradient, yeah, I know, is the y length, the distance of y, and then the distance of x. The vertical distance divided by the horizontal distance. I cannot use this 13, so 13 is the panjang. Okay, it's not the gradient. Okay, the distance of y, the distance of the vertical length, divided by the distance of the horizontal length, y over x. Okay, same thing lah, y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. This y2, this y1. If let's say this point over here lah, which I don't know actually. Okay, so y2 minus y1, 3 minus whatever this value is 5. Okay, and then negative 2 minus 0, which will give me this lah. Not 0, sorry. Negative 2 minus whatever this value here is lah, x. Okay, I know that this is 3 and 0, so not so much of a problem. This is 5. Okay, so it's a tricky question lah. I would say that this is a very non-routine question. Soalan yang sangat tidak rutin because it combines 2 chapters in one question. Okay, so it's an interesting question lah, I would say. Is it a good question? Yeah, it's a good question. But kesian lah kan, kesian murid-murid lah. Terpaksa korek-korek daripada 2 bab yang berlainan. Okay, 21. Given that A negative 2, 2, B 0, 4, and C 3, 7 are on a straight line. Okay, point B divides the line segment AC such that AB equals to KAC. Okay, I'm going to come to this in a while. So this is A, B is the divider, this is C. Okay, let me put the information, negative 2 and 2, B is 0 and 4, and C is 3 and 7. So first find the value of K and then state the ratio of AB to BC. Okay, so 2 different things we have to find now. Now, if I'm going to use this, and if let's say saya tuliskan dia balik seperti begini, AB over AC equals to K over 1. Okay, saya kasih over 1 lah. Okay, which means that I can say that AB is K. Okay, the ratio of A to B is K. Kalau the whole thing from A to C, if this whole thing is 1, I can say that this BC is 1 minus K. Okay, the ratio. This will help me to find the value of K. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So I use the x coordinate lah. Okay, 0, negative 2, and 3. So 0 equals to 3 times K. Okay, ini darab dengan ini darab dengan ini. Plus negative 2 times 1 minus K. Over K plus 1 minus K. Okay, remember the formula? Okay, yang M and N bahkan. Okay, so if you don't remember the formula, look at the formula, but I'm just going to go ahead from here. So we will get 0 equals to, this one will give me 3K minus 2 plus 2K over 1. Okay, so saya bawa 1 pergi atas, 1 darab kosong, tetap kosong, equals to 3K plus 2K is 5K. Okay, so 5K minus 2. Okay, and this will give me K equals to 2 over 5. Okay, so that's this one. So if this is 2 over 5, what is 1 minus K? 1 minus K is 3 over 5. So what is the ratio of AB to BC? 2 over 5 to 3 over 5. If I simplify this, I'll get 2 to 3. And this is my final answer. Okay, and all this semua ini bermula daripada this sentence. Okay, what I did was I made the whole thing over 1 and then I'll figure the rest out later. Okay, so don't be afraid kalau apa ni semua panjang ni sebenarnya satu, dia bukan sebenarnya satu lah, dia cuma ratio sahaja. Okay, so you found the value of k, which is 2 over 5, and the ratio of AB to BC, which is 2 to 3. Okay. If you are referring to a marking scheme, I don't know which set of answers you're looking at, but there is a set of answers yang jawapan ini dia bagi salah. Okay, 2 to 3 is correct, but ini yang nilai K, nilai K bukan 5, K is 2 over 5. Okay, be very careful with this. All right, 22. Given that R is this one, okay, this is a vector question, okay, express M in terms of N such that RS, 4R plus S is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, parallel to the y-axis means that this vector is 0 and y. Okay, dia sentiasa berjalan macam ni, parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so it's 0 and different values of y. So 4R plus S equals to, since there's a parallel, I'm going to introduce this one. I will have to introduce another letter. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll figure this out as we go along. So 4 times 3n minus 2 and 5 plus m minus 1 and 15. Okay, equals to okay, fine, 0 and ky. Okay, ky, whatever the value of ky is lah. Okay, so don't worry about this. We want express m in terms of n, makan. Okay, express m in terms of n means saya ambil yang di atas sahaja. 4 times 3n minus 2 plus m minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so when you understand that parallel to y-axis means the x vector is 0, then this becomes much easier. Kamu boleh cari sudah m in terms of n. Okay, m in terms of n means m equals to yada yada yada. Okay, that's what this basically means. So 12n minus 8 plus m minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, I'm going to move everything across. Oh no, you know what? We'll have 12n minus 8 minus 1 is minus 9 plus m equals to 0. So m equals to 9 minus 12. Yeah. Okay. So calculation is not complicated over here. Yang susah obviously is memahami soalan lah. Selari dengan paksi y. Okay, means 0 and y. Kalau selari dengan paksi x, if it's parallel to the x-axis, means it's x and 0. Okay. And notice that walaupun saya perkenalkan this k over here, saya perkenalkan k sebab saya ikut syarat lah, parallel. Okay, but it is not asking you to find the value of k, no. Just express m in terms of n. Okay, so saya hanya mengikuti syarat, but actually this question is really no problem at all. Okay, all right, the last three questions, this is of the last three questions, 23, 24, 25. 23 is probably the most kebat lah, okay, of them all. Not the most difficult. Okay, the most difficult is a previous question, but kind of very kebat because, wah, sangat panjang dia punya this one. And then lepas itu, and it's a vector question. Okay, but you know, let's go into it. Diagram 8 shows the position of two sailboats, A, B, and jetty Q. Okay, so sailboat A is situated 450 meters from jetty Q. So here is 450 meters. Okay, sailboat B is here is 200 meters from jetty Q. Now, by using U to represent 50 meters in the direction of QB, so over here is vector U, and V to represent here, this is vector V. Okay, 100 meters. That means I can say that vector QB is 4u. Kan? So dia 200 meters. 50 meters is 1u. So 200 meters is 4u. Okay. 50 meters. Okay, so I write this lah. Ini maksudnya 1u is 50 meters. So since there's 200 meters, so it's 4u lah. Okay, so vector QB is 4u. And V is representing 100 meters. So since this is 450 meters, okay, so that means 1V is 100 meters. So since it's 450 meters, I can say that QA equals to 4.5 V. Okay, I represent it that way. So express AB in terms of U and V. So this is pretty simple. AB equals to AQ plus QB. Okay, this is basic vector. Now AQ is the terbalik of QA. So if QA is 4.5 V, okay, so AQ will be negative 4.5 V plus QB kita ambil terus 4U. Okay, siap. Okay, it is given that the sailboat A and B have the same magnitude of 45 kilometers per hour. Now the magnitude of sailboat A is this, 26I minus K. Find the value of K. Okay, so this is a magnitude question. So macam mana mau kira magnitude? Sama seperti mengira theorem Pythagoras. 26 squared plus K squared square root equals to 45 because you're already given the magnitude. Okay, 26 squared plus K squared equals to 45. If you want to really follow Pythagoras theorem, so let's not do the square root lah. Okay, I'll do 26 squared plus K squared equals to 45 squared. Okay, A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. Pythagoras theorem. Okay, that's how you would count the magnitude for any vector. Okay, so I will get K squared equals to 45 squared minus 26 squared. 1349. Okay, and K will give me square root of 1349 will be 36.72. Tapi dia adalah find the value of K to the nearest integer. Okay, to the nearest integer means K equals to 37. Saya tidak mau 36.72 because I want the nearest integer. Okay, so K equals to 37. Now notice this question kan, it's very long and it's very complicated. And like all other KBAT questions before this kan, look at the pengiraan. Okay, the pengiraan, the calculation kan is really mainan kanak-kanak. Okay, the calculation is simple. Okay, understanding the question is the hard part. Okay, and that's why if your paper 2 is good, okay, focus on paper 1 questions. I think the school has given you, at least I know Puan Lim has given all the admit students the paper 1 modules, okay, with the HOTS questions. If your paper 2 is good, okay, if you think that your paper 2, okay, saya boleh lah ni paper 2 kan, start focusing on paper 1 questions. Okay, because the more paper 1 questions you do, okay, the better you will be at understanding the question. And you must set it in your mind lah. Okay, set it in your mind that actually paper 1, the calculation is not difficult. We just have to understand the question. Apa kehendak soalan. Okay, so far if you've taken a look at this SBP paper, so a lot of people, diorang suka kertas SBP sebab kertas SBP ni ada standard lah. Dia sangat mirip kepada soalan SPM. Dia punya tahap kesukaran. Okay, but so far I've seen this SBP paper, it's actually not that difficult. Okay, dia sangat, a lot of stuff is basic, cuma memerlukan kamu untuk memahami sahaja soalan. Okay, and that's the thing that we need to try to work on. Okay, Only 1.5 more months to go, people. Okay, let's work at it. All right, last two questions. Given the quadratic function fx equals to x squared minus 2x plus p, where its constant is always greater than 3, find the smallest integer of p. We are saying that fx is greater than 3. How difficult is this? X squared minus 2x plus p is more than 3. Okay, find the smallest. Okay, so x squared minus 2x plus p minus 3 is more than 0. It's always greater than 3. Sorry, why am I missing over here? I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so because of this, because of this, sorry, my mistake. Now, because of this statement, because of this statement, I can always say that the graph, is a b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Sebab, the function is always bigger than a certain number. Okay, the function is always bigger than a certain number, means the graph, when you plotkan, dia akan tergantung macam ni. Okay, it will never be, in between something and something. So I can say that b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. And b squared will be negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times p minus 3. Okay, is less than 0. So this is 4 minus 4p plus 12 is less than 0. Okay, and you can work your way around the rest. So p is more than 4, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, yeah, p is more than 4. So the smallest value, so dia suruh cari the smallest integer lah. So the smallest integer after 4 is after 4, okay, is p equals to 5. Okay, what is required of us to understand is this lah. The quadratic function is always greater than 3. That means the value of fx is always more than 3. Means the graph can never, the paling kecil lah, okay, is 3 point something. Okay, dia memang akan tergantung di udara. This is, in a way, ini memberitahu kita b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. There is no real roots. Okay, there is no real roots. And that's why we are able to find the value of p from there. Okay. All right, last question. Woohoo! Not bad, huh? We answered 25 questions in 2 hours, which is exactly the amount of time for the admits paper. Yeah. Okay, and that included a toilet break and all this cerita-cerita kosong daripada mulut saya. Okay, the equation of the curve y equals to 2x squared plus ax plus 12 can be expressed in the form of this. Okay, find the value of a and b. Now, this is general form. Okay, and this is, what form is this? This one sudah kena completed the square. Okay, that means you change general form, you complete the square, and this is what you will get lah. So basically what it's asking you to do is complete this square, and then after that compare with the final answer. Okay, so y equals to 2x squared plus ax plus 12. In order for you to complete the square, you have to take out the 2 first. So you get x squared plus a over 2x plus 6. Okay, baru kamu boleh complete the square inside. So completing the square, this one mesti kasih setengah. So half of a over 2, the whole thing will be squared. So this will be a over 4 squared. So 2 x squared plus a over 2x plus a over 4. Yo, my goodness, my writing. A, okay, a over 4 squared minus a over 4a over squared plus 6. Okay, so when I complete these two squares, I'll get 2x plus a over 4 squared minus a squared over 16 plus 6. Oh, okay, sorry. I have so multiply the 2 inside, I will get 2x plus a over 4 squared minus a squared over 8 plus 12. 2 darab 16, sorry, 2 per 16 lebih 8 di bawah, 2 darab 6 saya akan dapat 12. Now, I compare this with this one. Okay, 2x minus 3 squared plus b. Is that right? Yeah, 2x minus 3 squared plus b. When you compare this, you will get a squared, sorry, a over 4. Okay, a over 4 equals to negative 3. So a equals to negative 12. And a squared minus a squared over 8 plus 12 equals to b. Okay, so this one I will get, yeah, you know what, I'm going to shortcut this. A equals to negative 12 and b equals to negative 6. Okay, once you do this, sorry. Okay, b, apa ini? So, okay, sorry. Okay, b equals to negative 6. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of shortcutting a lot of things now. So, okay, so hence find the minimum value of y. The minimum value of y is this one lah. Okay, negative 3. Sorry, the minimum value of y, sorry, the minimum value of y is the value of b, sorry. Y is b, which is negative 6. Okay, yeah. Just to recap lah, okay, just to ulang kaji balik, I got no space again. Oh, okay, so y equals to a x plus b squared plus c. So this is the minimum value. Minimum or maximum value depending on mana satu dia punya graph lah. Okay, this is the x coordinate. Okay, for the minimum or the maximum value. Okay, so the coordinate will be negative b and then c. That's this one. So if your equation is y equals to 2x plus 4 squared plus 32. So the minimum value is 32. Oh, sorry, maximum, whatever lah. Minimum or maximum value is 32 when x equals to negative 4. So the coordinate is negative 4 and 32. This kind of coordinate. Saya panggil maximum lah. No, this is minimum, sorry. Negative 4 and 32, somewhere up here. Here. Okay, this is the minimum value. So the completing the square equation tells us two things lah. Okay, one is the minimum or the maximum coordinate, the x coordinate, and also the axis of symmetry. Okay, which I won't talk about now lah. Okay, I just want you to get a general idea in case you have forgotten. Okay, so I think a very important skill kalau kamu mau kuasai this soalan, a very important skill is to go and do completing the square. Okay, do the completing the square, find the minimum value. Do the completing the square, find the minimum value. This question seems to be quite popular in paper 1. Okay, finding and comparing the value of the minimum value. okay, after and before you complete the square. All right, and that's it. Okay, so 2 hours, we finished all 25 questions. So I guess it's possible, actually. Okay, it's possible to finish the entire paper 1 in 2 hours. I did it even with all this mumbo jumbo talking and all this bercerita dan berceloteh tentang apa dan apa. Okay, so I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me, offline or wherever. And I want to mention that for students who I'm teaching, our next class is on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about electromagnetism. This is for physics. Physics is on Wednesday. I will talk about electromagnetism. And this Friday, our second EdMed session, I will talk about SBP paper 2. Okay, so it's a good idea. Actually, saya punya cadangan lah. I suggest that if you are planning to join the session with the SBP paper 2, try the questions on your own first. Okay, I feel that it works better that way. You try the questions, kamu cuba sehabis baik lah. Even if one question takes you 1 hour, just try the question. Okay, and then when I discuss it, then you can compare with your own jalan kerja and see, oh, okay, this is a way I can improve, or oh, I made a mistake here, and things like that. I think that's a more effective way to learn. If you're always waiting for my answer and then only you do, also can. I just feel that it's not as effective. Okay, sometimes when we try first, then it is already in your mind. Kau sudah tahu, oh, saya punya soalan macam ni, macam ni, macam ni, macam ni. Okay, so anyway, I hope today's session has been helpful. Thanks you guys for coming, and I will see you in the next session.